We will wait for around 1 more minute to get started for our webinar. Can everyone hear me clearly? Please let me know in the chat. Hello. Okay. Okay, so my name is Peggy, and I am the Customer Success Manager at Quire. And I have Vicky here with me today. She is also online helping me answer all the questions. So yeah, please let us know if you have any of them in the chat. And I think we will wait around for 30 seconds to really get started. So for now, if you cannot hear me clearly, or if you're seeing, you should supposed to see my presentation right now. Welcome to Quire Webinar. If you're not seeing the screen, let us know in the chat. Okay, so again, I'm going to introduce myself again. My name is Peggy. I am the Customer Success Manager at Quire. So thank you guys for joining our today's webinar. And before we really get started, here are some reminders on the screen. The microphone will be kept muted throughout the whole session. And also we will be recording the entire session as well. So if we will send the recording after the webinar ends. So if you have any questions, you can let us know in the chat. Okay. So we are currently based in Taipei, Taiwan. It's 10 at night for us. So if I stutter or if I look a little tired, please forgive me. And I also have my team member Vicky here with me. She will be helping me answer any of the questions that shows up right now online. So yeah, let us know in the chat. And let us know where you guys from and say hi to everybody else in today's session. Okay. And if you cannot find the chat, it's right down in the bottom of your screen. And if you're using a mobile device to join us for today, you can find it in the More Options menu. And for today, we will save around 10 minutes at the end to answer all the questions that you guys might have. And so, yeah, let us know if you have any questions about Quire in the chat, and I will do my best to answer all of them. And for today, all the participants, if you ask us questions related to Quire, we will draw 3 random users to give you $50 worth of coupon. So you can use it to upgrade your organization or use it to add more members if you have already subscribed to Quire. Okay. So for today, our main topic, we will be talking about how you can build a more complex and cross-functional team using Quire's advanced permission control. So this is our main topic for today. And now, before I really get started, this is the agenda. For the first half of today's webinar, I will explain briefly about the Quire hierarchy. And this is really important because it will directly affect the way that you set up your projects in Quire. And for the second half, I will use some time to explain the different levels of Quire's permission. And I will also give you an example so you can understand clearly at which level you should invite your members, so that you don't for the members, they don't see the sensitive information that you have in Quire's project. And lastly, again, we will save around 10 minutes at the end for your questions. So let me know how familiar you are with Quire, whether you are a Quire expert or if you have been using Quire for a few years right now, or if you just use Quire a couple of times, or if you're a complete beginner and you have just signed up for a Quire account. This information will help us prepare our future webinar, and we hope that we can learn more from you guys. So you might have already know that Quire is a project management tool, and we are designed to help small teams and businesses collaborate on Quire and eventually achieve your goals. So let us know in the chat. Yeah, so right now I will go on ahead to our first topic of the day, which is Quire's hierarchy. And if you are new to Quire, if you have just signed up for a Quire account, this is very important again, because it will directly affect the way you set up your projects inside Quire. And right here, you can see a chart. Basically, there are three main levels of hierarchy inside Quire. The first one will be organization, and then project, and then tasks. So after you have signed up for a Quire account, if you're new, you will land in a project interface, and you will see an empty project. But you don't have to panic, because this is because our system have already created a organization and a project under your username, so you can start to add your task right away. But the key point here is that basically there are three main levels of Quire's hierarchy: organization, project, and tasks. So what are organizations? So it is the very top level in your Quire's account. So all the things that you add or you create will be underneath this specific organization. And you can think of it as a collection or a folder for all of your projects inside Quire. And in this chart, you can see at the very top level, the blue part, this is an organization that I have created, and I named it a marketing department. And for my example for today, I will be adding different projects underneath this marketing department organization. And in your Quire's workspace, when you click on your organization at the sidebar, it will take you to this page, and you will see the organization name show at the top. So you will know that, okay, I am in this organization right now. And underneath, you will find your projects that you have added, and it will show you the project name and also some color dots. And I will circle back to what those color dots mean in our later presentation. Okay. So where you can find all these organizations, it's pretty easy. You can find them in your Quire's sidebar. So all of the organizations that you have created or even you have been invited into by other team members, for example, it will be all listed in the sidebar here. So if you cannot find your sidebar, it's probably because it's hidden in the hamburger icon at the upper left corner. So you have to click on the icon to open up the sidebar. And also, a quick tip here is that you can use the keyboard shortcut. It's shown on the screen right now, which is the right square bracket. You can use that to open up your sidebar easily if you're not a mouse user. And another tip here is that you can pin your sidebar, so it doesn't go anywhere when you switch between different projects. And this is way easier for you to go to other organizations as well. Okay. So for the second level that I have mentioned earlier, which are our projects. So projects are basically a collection of your tasks and your to-dos for your team members. And as you can see in this example again, underneath my marketing department organization, I have added 3 projects that, for example, my team will be working on. Right. And this is what your project will look like in your Quire workspace. So if it should look like this with your project name at the top, and then after you add all your tasks, it will show underneath. And with each task, you can also open up to see more details. Okay. So where you can find all your projects, again, it's in the sidebar. And again, all the projects that you have created or even you have access to, which means that other people have invited into you into, will be listed in the sidebar. All of them will list out in the sidebar. And again, if you cannot find your sidebar, it's hidden. You just have to go to the hamburger icon again to open up the sidebar, or use the right square bracket key to open up it again. Okay. And another place which I mentioned earlier is you go to the organization overview page, which is the organization when you click on the sidebar, and down below it will show all the projects names and see how active the projects are shown by the colored dots. So if the colored dots are darker, it means that at that certain period of time, this project is more active than the other projects. So as a team member, team leader, or as a project manager, in one glance, you will see whether the projects are being worked on recently, and you know this project is more like active than other. So for our last level of hierarchy, which is our tasks. So it's pretty simple. Tasks are the basic units of an action. So it's all the to-dos for that specific project. And a task list or a to-do list is actually pretty common in other project management tools. But inside Quire, we keep emphasizing the concept of a nested task list. And I just want to share that the difference between a normal task list and a nested one is that you can create an unlimited levels of tasks inside Quire. So for this concept, you can break down your project using tasks and subtasks, and it will give you a more like visual hierarchy within your project. So after you add all your tasks, you will be able to see the screen, the project name at the top, and all the tasks listed down here in your project. And when you double click on one of the tasks, or when you press the space bar, you can open up the detail panel, which gives you the space to add more descriptions or add assignee or tags, or even down below, you will have the space to comment and give other people more insights about your tasks. Okay, so again, this is the hierarchy for our Quire's hierarchy, which is organization, project, and tasks. So actually, there's no correct way on how you can organize your project. The key concept is that it all depends on how you would like to group your project inside Quire, and at which level you want your members to access the content. So, but what you should have in mind is that you should be creating tasks and adding the comments most frequently in Quire, and creating projects or even organization shouldn't be that frequent. It should be less frequent. Okay. So far, this is the first part for our Quire's hierarchy. So let us know if you if you have any questions about the things that we talked about, and if I'm talking too fast or too slow, or if you have any questions, just let us know, and I will see if I can answer some of them right now. Okay, so if there aren't any questions, I will go ahead and go to our second part for today. So this is the main and key point for today's webinar, which is our default permissions control. So this part can be quite complicated since there are a lot of different roles that you can assign to a team member. But the good news about this is that it gives you a more like granular control over what each team member can access and modify in your organization or even in your project. So please bear with me. This is pretty important if you want to invite more team members to your project. Okay, so again, there are two main levels where you can control the members' permissions inside Quire. And the first level is our organization level members. They will have the most control over everything inside the organization. So if you're an organization admin, it means that you can access all the projects and manage them. And also you will be able to have the control over the members, which means that you are able to add more team members or even remove anyone from your organization. And for our second level, which is the project level members, they can only access and manage the tasks inside that particular project. So if you are a project admin, you can manage the members for that project as well. But for the most important concept right here is that from top to bottom, the members will have the most to least control over the members and tasks. And so I just want to point out, so before adding your team members to your organization and project, you will always need to decide if there are any like sensitive information inside, that you don't want any particular member to see or to modify. So if there is, it is always better to invite the members to the lower level, which is the project level, in order to protect your tasks inside Quire. Okay, so on to our main level for today. The top level of control is our organization level members. Okay, there are actually 5 default permissions at the organization level. So this is getting quite complicated. So from the top to bottom, there are admin, normal plus, normal members, limited plus members, and guest. And I won't get into like the specific controls on what each role can do or cannot do. But the most important thing you have to like keep in mind is that when you add the member as an admin for your organization, the member again will have the most control over all the contents and all the members inside that organization. And going down the list of roles, the members will have less control. So for example, for the guest member, when you add a team member as a guest in your organization, they will only be able to view the organization and they cannot control anything or access to anything in that organization. So again, if you don't want any person to delete your projects that you work on very, very hard for a very long time, you need to be careful on who you invite or who you assign the admin role to. Okay. And here's a chart on how it will affect the members when you add them to the organization. So in this chart, you will see like 2 organization A and organization B. So right now, Brandon, for example, is invited to organization A, which means that he will also get the access to project 1 and project 2. He doesn't have to be invited to them individually, but when he is invited to the organization A, he will get the access to these projects. Okay, so and for Belinda, who is added to organization B, and of course, she will have the access to project 6. This is pretty easy to understand, following the same logic. But on the other hand, you can see on the left-hand side, she can also access project 1. This is because she was added to that project individually. So this is the key concept here for this page. So today I have prepared like a real life use case for you to better understand the permissions. So for today's scenario, for my case, there will be 4 people involved in my upcoming project. So a team leader, 2 team members, and 1 client. So for the team leader, he will be in charge for the milestones for each project and managing all the workload, for example, for all the team members. And for the 2 team members, in this case, they will be working on the tasks and that they are assigned to and updating the progress of each task. And finally, for the client, who is technically not a part of our team, she will need to view the tasks and keep up with the project's progress so she can keep an eye on what's going on. So for this scenario, it's pretty clear on who should be added as an organization admin, which is the team leader. So in this case, he will have the permission to create projects and even control who can access the projects underneath. Okay. And where you can invite the members to your organization is pretty easy. Again, all the controls of your organization can be found in the organization overview page. So you have to click on the organization at the sidebar first, and it will take you to this page. And next to the organization name at the top, you will see a drop down, and you can go to edit members. So here you can control who can access the organization by inviting the new members to your organization and invite them by typing in their email. So when the member is invited, they will get notified by their email. And when they click on the link, they will have access to that organization directly. And also in this page, next to each member, you will see a drop-down menu, which are the permission roles that I have talked about. And in this list, it will show all the default roles. And these are the default roles that our system has already created. And I will talk about how you can customize new roles during the end, towards the end of our webinar. But here is all the default roles that I have talked about. And if you're unclear on what each role can do or cannot do, just click on the question mark in the menu and you can see more details. So don't worry if you forget anything. Okay. So for our second level of permission, which is our project level permission, actually there are 4 default permission roles that you can set for your team members when you add them to your project level. And I will go over very quickly on what the differences are for these roles. And again, it's easy. The admins, they can have the most control over the members and the tasks. And right here, I'm talking about the project level. So when you add them as the admin, they will only have the control over the project. And for the normal members, they will have control over the tasks inside the project and they cannot modify the members. So they won't be able to add new members or remove anyone. And for the limited members in the list, you can see that they can change the status or the dates only when the tasks are assigned to them. And lastly, for the guest, they has the most limited control over the tasks, but they can access the entire project and see all the task list. However, they won't be able to change anything. They can only leave comments in the tasks. So as a team member, as a project member, you can still see their comments inside their tasks. So again, it is very important to be careful on who you assigned as a project admin, since they will have the most control over the members and for the task lists. Okay, So with this chart again, it will be clear on how the project permission works. So right here, you can see that Lauren here can only access 2 projects only, since she wasn't invited to any upper level, which is the organization. She isn't invited to those, and she was only invited and added to the 2 projects separately. So she will only be able to access project 2 and project 6. So back to our scenario for today. It's pretty easy to see only the team member A and B will be added as a project normal members. So this way they can add new tasks and update their statuses and due dates. So, but the key here is that they won't be able to add new members into the project. Only the team leader, the project manager will be able to do that. So again, back to how you can invite your members to the project is by going to the drop-down menu next to your project name at the top. So for this page to show up, you will need to go find your project at the sidebar again, which I've mentioned earlier, and go to the drop-down menu and click on Edit Members. And then it will take you to like a similar page, and you can type in the members' email addresses. And when the members, they will receive an invitation to that project individually. Okay. So another quick way for those who are not that familiar with Quire, actually, when you assign a task to that person, the person will directly be invited to that project. Okay, so after you create a task, when you click on the assigning icon, you can enter the person's email address, and then that person will directly be invited into that project. Okay, so again, like I've mentioned, there are different permission roles that you can set to the members. And all of these member roles can be changed in the members page. You can click on the drop-down menu again to change the roles. And if you have forgotten what each role can or cannot do, just click on the question mark icon and you will be able to see more details. And the key point again is to be extra careful on who you set as an admin for your project, since the admin again has the most control and they will be able to delete the task from your project or even kick you out. So you have to be careful. And for our last permission level of the day, which is the external team members. Okay, so I have to explain what an external team is inside Quire again. External team is a group that you create for people that are not inside your team, and you have to create an external team first for your project. Then you can then invite the members into each external team. So again, there are default permissions roles that you can assign to those external team members. But basically, they are pretty much the same as the permission roles that I've talked about earlier as the project members. But the key difference is that for the external team members, they can only access, which means they can only view the tasks that they are assigned to. So that is the key difference between a project member and an external team member. So back to our previous scenario again, it's obvious that the client will be added as the external team member since she is not a part of my team. But in this case, I will need her to like stay on top of the progress of all of our project, and she will need to like comment so I can know how our project can improve. So I will be, in this case, I will be adding her as an external team member. And again, she will, when I invite her into our project as an external team member, she can only access what the task that I want her to access, which means that she can only see the task that I assigned to her. Okay. So how you can create an external team is easy as well. It's in the same like default menu. It's edit members option in the drop down menu for your project. And when you go into that members page, again, you can scroll down and you will find an external team section. And you have to create an external team first in order to invite the members inside your external team. And here the concept is the same. When you invite them, they will receive an invitation for your project and they will be able to access that project and only see the tasks that are assigned to them. Okay, so for our last part, which is the most advanced part for today, which is our customized permission control. Like I've mentioned earlier, there are some default roles that we have already created for you at the organization level and also at the project level. Or for some cases, if you want to customize a role, a new role, you can do that as well. So for you to be able to customize a role, you need to go to the organization members page. It's at the organization level. Okay, and underneath, you will find two options in the permission control section. So for the member invitation option at the top, right now you see on screen, it means that when this option is enabled, only the organization admins will be able to invite new members to that organization. Okay, so this way, like other team members will not be able to invite like random users. It will stop them to invite random users to your organization. And at the bottom, you can click and show all the roles for your organization. And even you can click on the create new role to choose to create a new one based on your preferences. And when you click on that icon, you can name your new role and select the permissions that you want this role to have. Okay, so here are the options for that new role that you can choose. And I just want to point out again, this option is only available in the organization level. And you can, after you create a new role, you can set them in the organization level and the project level. Yeah, so okay, so these are all the things that I want to talk about for today's webinar. The concept is kind of like complicated because there are a lot of different roles in Quire, but yeah, it's time for our Q&A. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the chat section, and we will do our best to answer all of them. Yeah, and again, we will give out a $50 worth of coupon to 3 random users who ask us questions and who participates in our today's webinar. And you can use the coupon to create to upgrade or add more members to your organization. So right now, we will give you some time to like ask us questions, to think about any questions that you want to ask us, and I will do my best to answer any of them. Okay, so right now, adjust my screen. So I see one question. I believe that is already answered by Vicky, but I will try to explain it one more time since this permission level is kind of like more complicated. So the question is that if you give a guest permission at the organization level and you also give the normal permission at the project level, what does it mean? So for when you invite the member at the organization as a guest, they the member will only see the organization level, but they won't able to see the projects underneath. But in this case, if you like particularly invited that member to the project as a normal guest, a normal member, then then the person will be able to see the project. So, and they will also be able to like add more tasks since he is the normal member at the project level. So yeah, I hope that I have explained it clearly. If not, let us know. And another question that we got is, does the free version allow me to customize the roles? So unfortunately, not. Only when you upgrade to, I believe, the premium level, you will be able to customize the roles. You can then create new roles and then assign them to the new roles. And is there a different cost model subscription for external team members? Okay, so this question I will try to explain again. For the pricing model in Quire, actually we price your like for your entire organization individually. So for example, if I have created an organization A and then I invited 10 members, for this organization, we will price you with 10 members seats. Okay, so also in this case, the external team members are counted towards the seats as well. So if I like upgrade my organization to 10 members, and then it will count all the project members and all the external team members. Okay. Okay, so any questions that are regarded in for our like pricing model, you can still send the questions to us at info@quire.io. I believe Vicky also answered, and we can discuss more on this via email. And can we schedule reports? Okay, so I got a question. Can we schedule reports on task progress? I see the evaluation. Let me check it. If we can to daily audit. Okay, so no, we don't. We cannot inquire. You won't be able to like have a daily also generate status reports to your projects. But I will keep this in mind and then pass them to our product team and let you know if we have any updates. Okay. Okay, so I see another question about our overview tab. Let me see. Your view of the overview tab is different from mine. I see the chart. Okay, so the screenshot that you have right here is the project levels overview page. Mine is from the organization level. So for this screenshot, again, it's from the project level. You have to go to the organization at the sidebar and then click on it, and it will take you to the overview page for the project level. And then you will be able to see all the project names and all the color dots that I have showed you earlier. So are there any other questions for us? Okay, so for now, if there aren't any more questions for right now, actually we have prepared some questions that we get a lot from our users, and this is a great time that I want to use to share more insights on what the other users are curious about. So some users are actually wondering if they can see all the tasks for their organization in one place, since at the sidebar you have to click into the project one by one to see the tasks. But actually, there's a place for you to see all the tasks listed out for at the organization level. So when you go to the organization at the sidebar, at the top, I was showing you the overview tab. But if you go to the left-hand side, you will see the list tab. So in this view, you will be able to find all the tasks inside the projects inside that organization. So with this view, all the tasks inside that organization will be listed here. And a great tip here is that if you are a project manager or if you're a team leader, this is a great place for you to have an overall control for all the tasks that are in a certain organization. And you can use that advanced filter bar at the top to filter out the tasks that you would like to focus on. So for example, if I want to see all the work that for a certain assignee, I can use the filter bar, and I can know how many tasks this assignee is on top of right now, and then adjust his or her workload. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So another question that we get a lot from our users is actually, is there a place to see all the members invited to my organization or project? So again, like I've mentioned earlier, during my webinar, I was showing you how you can access all the member page individually to your organization and project. And right now, there is a great place for you to see all the complete member list for your organization. So you don't have to go into the members page one by one. So for this page to show up, you have to go to the organization overview page again. So click on the organization at the sidebar first, and it will take you to the organization page, and then use the drop-down menu and go to edit members. And at the bottom, you will find an option called view complete list. And then when you click on it, it will show you all the members that are invited to that organization and to the projects that are within. And next to each member, it will list out all the projects that each member can access to. So this way you don't have to go to each project individually just to check this information. And also here at the very right-hand side, it will also list out the dates that the member last accessed to Quire. So for the team leader or project manager, it is also a great way to check which member hasn't been accessing Quire to work on their project. Yeah, okay, so for this question, we got a lot from our users as well. So in this case, they want to share their project to their clients or customers just to let them know the overall progress for their project. Actually, we have a way to do that without them to sign up for a Quire account. So we call this the share link. This is like a more hidden permission in Quire. which allows you to share your project with the people who don't want to sign up for a Quire account. And for this part to like come true, you have to go to the project first and go to the drop-down menu, and you will find share inside the more option. So when you click on that, our system will generate a random link for this project. And you can also set an expiry date for that link. So when you share this link to other like clients or customers, they will be able to access that project and see all the tasks inside as well, and all the different information like assignees description and all that stuff inside that project. However, the different part is that they will not be able to update or like comment or modify anything inside that project. So if you want them to comment inside the tasks or anything, they will need to sign up for a Quire account. So that is the share link that I want to share. Okay, so another question that we get pretty often is about the quota. So a lot of times when people want to like invite more external team members to their project, they keep getting an error message popping up saying that they have exceeded member quotas, and they often wonder what's going on. So this question is more related to the question that I've already answered by that you have brought up earlier. So if you're using Quire for free, there's actually a 10-member limitation on the members that you can invite to your organization. So that being said, the members that you have invited to the external teams are also counted towards the limit as well. So again, if you have already like used up all the 10-member seats, if you already invited or added 10 members to your organization, in this case, if you want to like invite more team members, you will need to like remove one person from your organization first, or either another option is to go and upgrade to get more member quotas for your organization. Okay, so again, this is more a question more on our pricing model. And if you have any questions about our pricing model, feel free to send them in to info@quire.io, and our team will get on to that and discuss more with you. Okay. So for our next question that we get a lot is that for the new users, they often wonder whether there are any templates that can be used as a reference when setting up their first project in Quire. So unfortunately, we don't have any templates that you can directly copy to create a project in Quire. But on the other hand, we made some sample projects, so it can give you like an idea on what some popular use cases will look like in Quire. And after this webinar, I will share the links to those projects that we've created in the emails. And of course, if you want to if you have a Quire setup that is like especially for your special use case, and if you want to share it with other users, you can also email them to us at feedback@quire.io. And after getting your permission, we can like share it with other users, with our Quire users as well. Okay, so for our last question for today, this is more of a way on how you can create, you can reach out to Quire support team. So besides emailing us at feedback@quire.io, there is a more direct way inside Quire Workspace to reach out to us, which is going to the question mark icon at the top of your workspace. And in there you can find the message us option, and when our team will like do our best to answer them as quick as possible. So let us know if you have any questions during or any bugs, issues that you're encountering when you're using Quire. This is a great way to reach out to us. Okay, so lastly, I would like to share some additional learning resources that you can read on demand if you prefer to learn by yourself. So yeah, there are our feedback community. We have tutorial blogs and guides. So these are some resources that you can find online for yourself. But our team always welcome you to reach out to us via email or via the message option if you have any questions, and we would be happy to help you out. Okay, so this is all the time that we have for today. Yeah, and I just want to mention again about our pricing model. If you are interested in subscribing to Quire, again, you have to keep in mind that our subscription is based on the total members for each organization. So, for example, if you have 10 members, you will need to subscribe for 10 members seats for that organization. Yeah. So again, if you have any questions more on the pricing model, you can go to our pricing page, or you can reach out to us, to our sales team or to us via email. We will be happy to give you more insights and give you more discussions with our pricing page. And for today, please help us and give us some feedback for today's webinar or on Quire in general. You can find the link in the chat right now. I believe Vicky has already shared it in the chat. Again, if you have any questions, just reach out to us. We will be happy to help you answer them. Okay. Yeah, so okay, that's it and for today's webinar. Thank you guys for joining us today, and I hope that we can see you next time in our future webinar. And if you have any questions or if you have any ideas on what you would like to learn about in the future webinar, please let us know. Okay, so thank you for joining us today. Bye-bye.